B-Bad and Brandon.
Oh, she's here.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, Jace, can you get a photo of this somehow, baby, please? And a little video. Make sure you boys are in it. Like a little selfie.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I see myself in your video.
Yeah. Now you're looking at yourself. Looking at yourself?
I don't actually. I think so. This is great. This is actually the first time we've done this setup. So
You're our first person on our new setup in our new room.
Nice. So I'm the guinea pig.
Yeah, pretty much.
no, but you're like. It's where are you? Sorry.
I'm in Toronto.
You're in. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like 9:30 p.m.
10 p.m. Yeah.
10 p.m. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for staying up for us.
That might happen from time to time.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's fine.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a mutt. He's a good old pound puppy. Falco, come here.
How cool.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Yeah, like the never-ending story.
Of
Yes.
course. That's the best.
Yes.
Are we recording?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
we
get
are.
him to pop up so high.
Oh, yes.
Look at the
What a
puppy.
little dude. How big is he?
Yeah, he's a cutie. He's like kind of like a Labrador size, but a bit skinnier, like as if a lab and like maybe a Doberman mated.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know much about dogs, so this is just like
That's a hybrid.
it's a hybrid.
Yeah. Or a Heinz.
Yeah, he's a
58
pound pup.
varieties.
Yeah, right.
You know
Okay.
that one?
No.
Anyway.
Anyways, welcome to the Platform Podcast. Thank you
Have
so
we
much for-
started?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
if you're okay with that, we have started.
we don't like to tell people when we actually start because the excitement and anxiety on their face is just too priceless.
Oh, that's okay.
So
I'm sorry to your listeners.
look, we are too. We don't
Mostly
know-
for our content.
Yeah, we don't understand how we're 100+ episodes deep and why people continue to listen. But hey, here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Apparently people like it.
Yeah, it's weird. People like listening to us.
I think it's these guys.
Well, that's good.
It's definitely like yourself. It's definitely people like you that we have on that will create the great content.
Absolutely.
I'll try my best.
Yeah. Charlie, now,
Yeah.
have you seen any of our podcasts yet? Of course, you've seen all of them, so you know exactly how this is going to start, correct?
But long-term listener,
Yeah.
first-time caller.
That's exactly
Yes.
right. So we kick it off. We ask you 21 words, who you are and what you do. Brandon counts the words and sounds. That includes sounds.
So
So-
if you or like have a coughing fit, that counts.
Correct.
Okay.
Are you ready?
No, but go ahead.
Let's go. 21 words. Go.
Oh, I just say anything? I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna. I thought this was like, oh shit.
This is awesome. I'll tell you what, we will let you start again because the panic was great,
Mm.
but Johnny will give you the signal of go, and then
Go.
Wait, I need the rules explained again because I'm sorry. I just finished work just before I called you, and so I thought you were going to give me a word, and I say like the first thing that pops in my head or something, and we're gonna do that 21 times.
We do.
Oh wait, we do that at the end, yeah. But it's a bit, yeah. Okay, so this one is 20. You have 21 words to explain to our listeners who you are and what you do.
Right.
I think that's
No, that's it. And
yeah,
we'll
that's
count 'em.
it. And then we count them.
Oh, it's like a bio.
yeah, it's like an Instagram bio.
Yeah, but you've only got 21
Sure.
words. No pressure.
There's all the
Okay,
Yeah, there is.
I'm actually ready this time, I think.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, my name is Charlie Whalley. I live in Toronto, Canada. I am a filmmaker. Does that count? Oh shit.
We counted those words.
And I work currently on a big TV show.
Ooh.
Ooh.
How close
That
am
was
I?
about 26, but you finished with a good line, so that's okay.
No, that was good.
Okay.
The weird thing that we don't do is that there's actually no consequence for if you go
We should have
over.
consequences.
We
bro.
should have consequences.
Yeah. I like
You should make people set up shots. just
Yes.
before.
Yes.
And then if for every word they go over, they have to do a shot.
I like the sound of this. Can we do the shots too?
We could definitely do the shots too. Yes.
I think that's only fair.
We are about to become the greatest podcast ever. I mean, not that we already are. But
So filmmaker, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
How does one
That's the
become a
reason
filmmaker?
why I came.
How does one become one?
Like I didn't go the regular path. A lot of people just go to film school and then they find a job after, but I didn't. I like traveled to a couple different places, and then when I decided to come to Toronto to try and like get into film, I worked in restaurants first because it's actually kind of hard to break in. And then I volunteered on a number of shows while I worked full time in restaurants, and then eventually I got offered a job at the Canadian Film Centre, and that was like my first like full time where I could leave restaurant work and just work in film.
Oh wow!
Why Toronto is like I think for like everyone listening, like they think, yeah, you're gonna go to like LA or something.
Yeah, no, like you can, but it's much easier to get a visa here. And like Vancouver and Toronto have like a ton of work. Like it's insane. It's like over several $1 billion worth to Toronto, just for film and TV alone.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
Where did the
industry
passion
is
for
huge.
filmmaking start? Is it something you just fell into over time through travel, or is it something you've always considered that you wanted to do?
Like, I think I always liked movies.
Yeah.
And I think like most people, you kind of like understand that there's, people who act in movies and, people who direct movies, and then everything else you kind of, I don't know. I didn't really understand what anybody else did. Somebody wrote them, but the ins and outs of it, I didn't really fully get until like I kind of just started to volunteer, and I saw that there's like there's a lot of regular jobs in film.
That's pretty cool. So
Like
what sort of
people
stuff
who
were you doing when you
got light
volunteered?
stands. Sorry?
What did you do when you started volunteering? What sort of, I guess it's like starting at the bottom really, isn't it? What sort of work?
Yeah, and so I was like a set PA, which is pretty much just somebody who does whatever people don't want to do. So, you might even just sometimes on the biggest sets, all they do is like go around and hand out water to people, or tell people to be quiet if they're talking.
Yep.
So, and now you said you're working on a big TV show. Are we allowed to know what TV show?
Like I know that you guys wanted to discuss things like COVID, because that's kind of been my role currently here in Canada, is working in the COVID department.
Cool.
For film and TV. So I have signed an NDA, and I feel like if we want to talk about general specifics about how things are run, I probably don't want to mention the show. Not that they're doing anything bad, they're actually doing things very well, but just to be safe.
That's okay.
Can you tell us what shows you have worked on?
Yeah, like I haven't worked on like, this is my biggest show so far. It's
now I'm more curious.
You could say it's like as big as things like Game of Thrones or Handmaid's Tale or something. So it's like, it's big.
Yeah,
Cool.
right.
That's cool.
Okay, and it's new. So it's not on like it's on its first season.
Yep. That must be pretty cool to be a part of something that for your first big gig, being in that, something so big.
Yeah, no, like I've worked on like small, like tiny TV shows that are like paranormal shows that people don't really watch. And I've worked for people like to make a lot of Hallmark movies here, like Christmas Hallmark movies.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So I've worked on a number of those and things like that. So yeah, it was super exciting to get this gig for sure.
Is that the best thing ever, to be working on a Christmas movie? That's like Christmas all the time.
Well, it's cold in Canada, so yeah, it sucks because you're outside in February.
Because
damn.
And now you mentioned
that's the coldest month. Yeah.
You're working within the COVID department. How has that affected the film and like television industry? Like, we know, I guess, as an audience of like, oh, movies are just delayed, but for you guys, it's a lot more personal.
Yeah, well, like it's affected things because it's affected I'd say like the big productions, when you think of things like that have Game of Thrones budgets or Handmaid's Tale budgets, like they already, they don't want to spend the amount of money that they have to on COVID, but they can find it.
Yep.
People, streaming services like Netflix and HBO and whatnot will always be able to find that money. But when you look at smaller budget shows that can easily squeeze them out, or any kind of like independent films, it can make it no longer affordable to make the show.
Yeah, right. Because what have they had to implement to still get these shows out there?
Yeah, well, anything that's unionized has obviously specific union rules, but they're pretty much in line with government rules now. The government, I would say, has been more delayed in implementing as stricter rules as what the industry policed on itself. They couldn't afford to, like, if you lose a day or a week on a large show like this, like you're looking at losing tens of thousands of dollars a day.
Wow.
So to them, it's easier to just, like, we test anybody who's an actor or works like closely with an actor, test 3 times a week.
Wow.
Everybody on set wears a mask. Everybody in the office wears a mask.
Yep.
But like, if you are within 2 meters or you're inside on what they call a hot set, so like, just, I guess you could say an active set,
Yep.
you have to wear a face shield also,
Wow.
as well as the mask. Yeah. And then of course there's like standard things like hand sanitizer around everywhere.
Yep.
There's policies sent out to everybody to be signed. Just, stuff like that, which sounds basic to me now, like it's so ingrained in the industry. But yeah, if you look at a year and a half ago or whatever, it was completely different.
Were you doing much in that? Because I understand Toronto was completely locked down.
Yeah, so we have a funny kind of lockdown system at the moment. We have a stay-at-home order in place, is what they called it.
Yeah, right.
That's been in since end of December, but before that, and as of Monday, we're going into a gray lockdown order, which is still lockdown. It just means that some stores can open up their capacity inside slightly more.
Because is Toronto been hit bad? I don't really, like, I'm not gonna lie, haven't followed too much of the whole COVID situation, but we do have friends in Toronto as well, and they're saying like you guys were locked down completely.
Yeah, I actually read an article today saying that Toronto is being, I don't think it might be the city that's been in the longest running lockdown over the last year. But the article was more about, it's had the strictest lockdown rules in place for businesses and things like that, and how much it's affected small businesses.
How does the set go? Was everyone pretty open and happy to be back, so they were cool with doing all the COVID stuff, or does everyone get a bit cranky and you have to sort of really get up them a bit to keep them on track?
That's the thing, is like there's that initial resistance to
Yep.
it, because you don't want to walk around really with a face mask, do you?
Well, like, it's been pretty much both. I would say that people, were grateful to go back to work because, when you're not working, you're not making money. Like, they're all contract. It's not like the shows keep paying you while you sit at home. But yeah, there's definitely still people who not resist it. They just feel like smothered by it. People have like COVID fatigue at this point. Like,
Yeah.
we've been in lockdown for so long, like since this time March last year, they've been in lockdown, and the only time we've come out of lockdown was from, I think it was August last year until mid-November.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're blessed.
Absolutely. How many people would you have working on a movie set or on a TV set, like it's something of the size you're on?
Yeah, so it depends on the day, but we currently have on our show approximately like 120 crew.
Wow.
And then we have, yeah, and that's just on set. That's not counting the people who work in the office or at home. But yeah, about 120 crew, and probably it ranges between, we've had to keep it limited until recently, but like 14 actors on set at max at the moment. But that's changing. Like we'll have 32 background alone next week.
Yeah.
And then that increases to 40 the week after. And then we'll have days where we have like 100 background.
Yeah, because that'd be a tricky part of the filming part would be in an active shot. With my limited knowledge, you got your two main actors or three main actors, but there's usually some stuff happening behind it, right? But you guys have got to play within those rules as to what you can actually have in the show.
That's it. And like the city itself, like the province or the state, even implemented rules where you couldn't have more than 10 on set for actors.
Yeah, right.
And that only changed recently.
So that would almost even almost change storyline, I guess. Or
yeah, and that ran from like December till just
damn,
I think
the poor writers
2 weeks ago.
It's like I guess the thing.
Well,
sorry, you go.
I was gonna say we changed our shooting order, so all our scenes that had people like just 3 or 4 actors in, we just pulled that up to be the month of February until we were able to like increase that for March.
Yeah. That's the funny thing. You don't shoot a movie in order, do you? Or a TV show?
No, yeah,
It's
yeah, exactly. You don't.
bits and bobs here and there.
Why is that? That's a like why?
Like budget reasons. Usually you're shooting in locations and not everything in that location is in order.
Yeah.
And then also it also depends on episodes. So we'll try to shoot a block of an episode. So yeah, it's a few things that come into play.
Have you worked with any like real high maintenance actors or actresses?
No.
Oh damn it.
No.
Yeah, I was looking.
I wanted this.
No, most of the time people are lovely. And like you would even think with like, they have to quarantine when they get here and all the new rules that have come into place that they would be more high maintenance, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's unreal. And you said the other thing I'm curious about is you said there's 120 people on set, and that's for one shot that's happening, right? What are they doing? That's a lot of people.
It is. There's a lot of different positions on set.
Yep.
So for our show alone, we have just in Toronto, I think it's 4 producers at the moment. Plus we have producers still in LA and stuff like that might pop up. And then we have several directors, but you'll only ever have one on set at a time. Then there's the producer's assistants. There's like grips who carry around stands and put up. I'm gonna make this job sound so basic, but like it's a big job. They rig up different things to help change lighting.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
They rig up all the quality for lighting stuff.
Exactly, like scaffolding. They won't touch the lights. The lights are by like a whole other team, the lighting team. There's like just so many different roles. And then in each department, you're looking at anywhere between 4 to 13 people.
Wow. How does the conversation on set like that go with so many different departments?
There is just
trying to work together or maybe potentially against each other at certain times. How does that sort of happen? Is that done by the director?
No, he's got to focus on like the creative side. So that's up to the first AD, the first assistant director to kind of deal with.
Yep.
But yeah, at the top of the day, we'll do things like safety meetings by the first AD, and he'll go through things that were like issues from before and make sure that everybody's kind of in line.
Yep. And everyone's on task.
So he's got the massive job of just conducting all the moving parts.
Yeah, exactly. He's pretty much just, strategizing the whole day to make sure that we finish on time and everybody does as they're supposed to.
Yeah. And I guess budget being a big thing, something like finishing on time would be very important
Absolutely, yeah.
because you don't want to be paying overtime. And I think you mentioned union as well. Is that a popular thing for people in the industry to be within a union? And does that play a big part of a film set or a TV set like that?
Yeah, in North America, it's huge. In Australia, unions don't, I'm sure like you may know already, but like they don't have as much say. They're not, because in Australia, unions aren't allowed to stop you from being able to get work.
Yep.
But here, unions, if it's a union show, you can't work on it unless you're a union member.
Oh, wow.
So it's very a gatekeeper of sorts. They see it as protecting their members, and it's definitely can be that way, but it also can make things hard to get your foot in the door for sure.
Yeah, because you have to be in the union to even start with anything.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Exactly. Well, like there's plenty of non-union work too. Like all those Christmas movies, non-union.
And then if you're in the union, you're allowed to be in a non-union show?
For certain positions.
Yeah, right.
Then that's even frowned upon.
Yeah.
Damn. So you as an individual trying to choose your path of where to work and what to play, you even need to consider whether you want to be in the union or not as well.
Yeah, and I would say like the people it's hardest for is probably the actors.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even
Because
I just thought like you'd be casted in a show if you were perfect for the show, but you've got to be a part of this union to then get this role.
yeah, and when it comes to acting unions, the show has to prove that they definitely searched through union people and really couldn't find the right fit, and they definitely need this non-union person to take it.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like just a lot of jumping through hoops for a very, like, I guess what we see as a very simple.
One of these things costs so much.
Yeah, fucking hell. Bloody hell.
And there's different unions or all in one?
Yeah, no, all different unions. There's acting unions, there's costume unions.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Like,
depending
there's
on what
groups-
job you want to do for each thing, you might have to join a different union to be able to do that job in that set.
Yeah, but generally people will figure out before they join a union kind of the path they want to take.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned before that in Australia there's not you. So you're originally from Australia.
Yeah.
Where were
I
you
know my
born?
accent sucks now.
Yeah, you're Aussie. You got to bogan it up a little.
I know.
Where were you born in Australia?
Sorry?
Where were you born in Australia?
Brisbane.
Good. So what?
Vegas, baby.
Now, when you were growing up and you decided to want to get to acting school, there's obviously said there's not many pathways and you didn't take the necessary one, but what's the first step in getting into like a position where you're in now?
Like there's lots of different ways. I would say honestly, volunteering is the best way to go, because at least I found that my first paid work was volunteering, and then the people who were like on set with me were like, oh, like she's working hard. I'm doing this gig. I'm going to see if she's available. Because there's so much work in Toronto from like March to November, pretty much every year. There's always people looking for people.
Now, did you make the decision in Australia to get into filmmaking?
I didn't know what I wanted to do in film, but I kind of knew I wanted to be something in the film industry.
And when did that decision come about?
I don't really know. I went to business school. Like I went to uni for business at first.
And then
I hated it.
Yeah, look, I can understand university is not for me, and we're going to assume it's not for Johnny.
No.
But
No, university.
that's a big
not for Johnny.
It's definitely
Johnny is not for university.
That's probably a better way to put it. I don't know if they could handle you.
They cannot handle me.
So when you land in Toronto, did you have any gigs lined up, or was it just like, let's see what we can do here?
Yeah, I didn't have anything lined up. I didn't even have like a regular 9-to-5 job lined up. I just like turned up And then after 2 weeks of being here, I was like, I guess I better find a job. And so I just like literally like walked the streets and handed out my resume to like all the different restaurants till somebody said yes.
That's
That's
awesome.
unreal. I
I
love
love
a
that.
good hustle story like that.
Yeah, nobody does it anymore.
No. So where would you like to take yourself next? You know, so how long, I guess you can't say how long this show goes for, but in the
Oh yeah, I goes till the end of July
Yep.
is when I shoot till.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then do you sort of do you start searching for the next thing after that, or how does it normally work for someone like yourself there?
Yeah, like I've already like kind of started networking within this job of
Yep.
talking to people to take me on to the next job.
Uh,
So I'm transitioning from my COVID role right now to a producer's assistant
oh,
because working as a producer one day is like my dream goal.
best to go. Yeah.
Yeah, so I managed to fandangle into doing that in a couple weeks, which I'm excited about. And I'll do that till the end of July. Sorry?
Does that mean your name will be in the credits?
Yeah. I told my dad that the other day. I was like, Dad, you'll get to see my name in the credits.
That's fucking
He would have
awesome.
been so stoked.
Yeah, because you guys know my dad, yeah?
That FB.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, he would be so stoked. And what is I've always wondered, what does a producer do?
The best way I can describe it, because my dad doesn't get that either. He keeps thinking that my next job was I'm going to be a director one day. And I'm like, that's not the job I'm aiming for. It's like being the CEO of the film is the best way I can describe it. Like you help make creative decisions depending on the kind of producer you are. Or you might just be a budget producer. I want to kind of lean more towards the creative side myself. But yeah, you're kind of like the CEO of the job.
Does that mean you're in charge of the director then?
Depending yes, like you can for sure, but it's not that easy.
Yeah, because there must be a real sort of, like it's a bit of a hierarchy system that goes with a set like that, doesn't there?
Yeah, exactly. And you can't like even if you're on a studio show and you're the producer, you couldn't just be like, I don't like this guy, I'm gonna fire him. Like you would have to talk to like the studio and be like, this guy's never on budget and the actors don't like the way he's treating them.
Yep.
Like we need to replace him. You need a pretty good reason to do it because it's a pretty big commitment to change the vision of the story partway through.
Yeah. And the director's driving that along.
Fucking
Yeah.
100%. So, and an assistant producer, I guess you're sort of doing a bit more of the go for work, sort of running around for the producer and what they
Yeah, pretty much like yeah, you could look up, oh, we have a kid from LA, we need a tutor for him or something, and then you would have to look up stuff like that. Or yeah, often
what I like about and listening to you talk is that you know that your end goal is to be the producer and you're not afraid to do like just to get in and do the things needed to earn your stripes or earn the badge, so to speak. Like it sounds like it's an industry where you have to prove yourself before you get the role.
like pretty much, yes. Like there's definitely you could get work even if you're not amazing, just because there is so much work. That you could find a way to, be on set and get paid, but would you get promoted? Probably not.
Yeah, right.
And being so like you said, things only go for a short amount of time or a medium amount of time. If you're not quite good in that role, you're not going to have that success you have to be able to jump or network and go to that next role and that next gig. Creating that network must be so important over there.
Well, yeah, most jobs aren't ever advertised anywhere.
Oh, wow.
Most of the time you get offered jobs.
Yep.
So I haven't applied for a film job at all since like we've come back from COVID, because people have just given my name to the next job, and that's how I've continually worked.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, like you said that that period finishes in November, starts in March again. Does that mean you get a nice big holiday at the end of every year?
You can. I haven't. I went from job to job. So this job started in mid-October, and we had 2 weeks off over Christmas but I still kind of did some work.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the only time that I've had off since July last year.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool. Would you ever have any aspirations to be in front of the camera?
Like I did when I was a teenager,
Yep.
but now like when I don't know, you just don't understand like what's involved in movies. You're like, oh, I like watching movies. I want to be in a movie, but no, I tried it for a while and gave me more anxiety than anything else.
Yeah.
It's fucking
And
daunting.
it can be
having it on you.
pretty repetitive and quite a long day and stuff. I know I've got a mate, Buddha, good friend of ours. He decided he wanted to be an extra and went on this path of being an extra, and he ended up got an extra role on In Like Flynn at Movie World. And the scene he had to be an extra in was he had to sit at the bar and drink a beer that looked like a water. Now, this one scene took 8 hours to shoot, and whoever was running the set didn't allow toilet breaks.
What?
So him and the guy who he was drinking with, they had to continue to drink for this monotonous camera thing that happened for about 8 hours without toilet breaks because no one was allowed to stop.
That's ridiculous.
That's so weird.
Yeah, he said it was brutal, but he is in a movie.
Yeah, fuck. Well,
And that's exciting. He can point it out to mom. Look, mom, that's me back there.
Yeah.
I'm sure his name would be in the credits as an extra.
No, I don't think.
Oh, well, okay.
I
Yeah,
don't think
well,
he got that much. I think he made.
Buddha, if you're listening, I'm very sorry.
But he's. I haven't been in a movie. Have you been in a movie?
I haven't been in a movie, no.
No.
Except the one that stars me in my own life.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So is there
Look, that was pretty bad. I didn't expect you to laugh, Charlie.
So is there stuff that you can do in relation to what you're doing to help further your career? Is that a popular thing that people do, or is it more just an experience based that's just as important?
Like, do you mean like are there courses I could do or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, like that'd be it.
Yeah, like outside of film school, or if you were like, I don't know, in the art department going to like art school or something, not really. Like you just slowly work your way up pretty much, but you also don't have to do those things. It's going to take you longer to network and make those connections and understand what's happening on set, but you can also learn on the job, which is what I did. And now I have no uni debt. So
And a much cooler resume because you've gotten your hands dirty by literally handing out water bottles to people.
Yeah, and like everybody has to do that anyway. So I don't know. I just felt like, why do 3 years of film school?
Yep.
For that.
I mean, you make perfect sense.
It makes a lot of sense to me. And do you have being in the game, do you start thinking about ideas for your own movies or TV shows yourself? Do you get that creative with it, that aspect?
Yeah, like I have a sketch group with some friends, and we like make short sketches, like skits and stuff.
Yeah, right.
And we've just decided to make like a web series. So we're in the middle of like writing a web series.
Oh,
They're
wow.
called Cookie Biscuits, if you want to check us out.
Cool.
And then I am also like working with another guy who's a writer, and he's like went to the Canadian Film Center here. And yeah, we're like working on getting like arts funding to try and make a short and then hopefully make a feature.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow.
That's cool.
That'd be cool. So what's the difference between a short film and a long film? Is there how much longer is a feature film to a short film?
Yeah, that's fair. A short film usually is like most of the time 20 minutes or less. Like it's approximately that time frame. Most feature films will be like at least 70 minutes or longer.
Yeah.
Oh, this industry is a lot more than I thought I had.
There's a lot happening.
There is a lot happening.
And what sort of genre would you like to chase for writing about or creating your own shows for?
I like them all. Like I like to watch it all. So I would like to have the opportunity to kind of do it all.
Yep. So horror the whole lot.
We don't do horror.
No, because I won't watch it. That's scary.
No horror. You can produce
No?
the Christmas movies and the Hallmark stuff, but y'all keep
like
that
Christmas.
horror shit to yourselves.
We do like Christmas.
Yeah.
We do.
Are you guys like Is it a joke, or do you really not like horror movies?
No, like I fucking hate horror movies.
No, they're scary and I don't like them. I get nightmares.
Like why? Why do we need that in our lives?
Why do we get on roller coasters? I think it's like that same feeling, you know?
Roller coasters, they're
Oh,
scary.
no, but like, it's a roller coaster. You know what's coming. If fucking a guy jumps out in a horror film and he like starts stabbing someone, it's like, hell no, whoa, no, we don't need to do that. We can just back this shit up. Like when they walk.
I can't do.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go. Mine was really stupid.
No, I want to hear it.
I was just like, why do people walk into the room that looks scary? Like, just don't go in there. Exactly.
Like
I just fucking turn the lights on and walk out.
Yeah.
There's a light not on. Anyways, that's a different topic. But yes, we don't do scary movies.
Not at all.
Or even thrillers to a degree.
Yes, thrillers. Borderline. Anyway, now we have some questions for you, Charlie. Now I've got the most important question before the 10 questions, and it is: what is your favorite movie or TV show?
Oh, good question.
Oh, I'd say the movie, because I don't know if I ever have like really favorites, but I'd say the movie that I've watched the most times and that I always go back to is Step Brothers.
Oh,
well played.
What a fucking classic.
Yeah, it's a good pick you up movie.
It is one of the best Will Ferrell movies ever.
Absolute classic.
It's so good.
And when you do watch a movie, also curious, do you look at it differently now that you know what goes on at a movie? Or...
No, like I know some people who do, but like I still use it for escapism, so I try not to.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, the 10 questions, the 10 biggest questions you're ever about to be asked.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. First thing that pops into your little head. Are you ready?
Well, I hope I don't screw it up again, but yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. What word comes next? Apple, banana, house, ape.
6.
6.
Correct.
Yeah.
What motivates you to work hard?
Oh, money? That's not even true. I don't know why I said that, but
because it's rapid fire and you're under pressure. I love it.
Who was your hero?
when I was a kid, Melinda Gainsford Taylor.
Oh, nice. What is your go-to song for karaoke night?
Oh, I always screw up karaoke. I fold under pressure and I don't know what to pick. And then I don't remember how the song goes.
Yeah, I feel that.
What was your nickname as a kid?
Like I didn't really have one. My sister called me Lenny from time to time.
Nice. How many pillows do you sleep with?
Just the one under my head.
One pillow.
Wow, really? That's interesting.
One pillow. I don't know many one pillow people.
Yeah.
2 pillows.
Well, how many pillows do you sleep with under your head?
I'm running 2.
I got a pregnant partner.
Oh.
Got about 4,000.
Fair. Don't you find 2 like makes you do this? Like you like?
No, like I put one under my head and I put one between my legs.
Yeah, one between the legs.
Oh, I see. My dog sleeps on my bed. He's my spooning buddy.
See, that's probably, if you didn't have a dog, you'd have another pillow.
Yep, exactly right.
Probably.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
Like at the moment, I work from home, so I get out of bed and then I sit on my couch and work on my computer.
30 seconds.
So like 0 minutes.
Who was your first ever crush?
Oh. I don't know. Probably some kid in primary school.
Who knows you?
Who knows me the best? This is sad. Probably my ex-partner.
Oh, no. Not sad, but I mean, like I want to ask more questions, but we'll just probably leave that one there for today.
If a genie was to grant you 3 wishes, what are you wishing for?
A house.
1 wish.
To be a producer. That would be smart. And to have unlimited like flights to Australia to visit my family whenever I wanted.
Oh, so nice. That's your 3 wishes done.
Mate,
That's it.
that was the 10 questions. You survived and you did well.
I do have to add, and this is Simone's words. Can you also add a side note on it by me? She's Simone's favorite big sister and a massive pain in her ass. Ha ha ha.
Well, that's true. I'm always pissing Simone off.
That's the best.
And then poor Johnny has to deal with that one.
Just make her pick up heavier weights.
Yeah,
Just
that's-
like,
Well, look,
I just put more weight
you're
on the
just
bar.
fueling her PRs.
You're actually helping her.
yeah, that's what I keep trying to tell her. Just helping you.
Mate, thank you so much. I know, as you said before, like it's nearly 11 p.m. there by now, and we really appreciate giving up your. Is it Friday?
Thursday.
No, it's
Friday?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, we appreciate giving up your
TGIF.
Friday night to spend it with two
Us.
us.
There's 2 of us.
And their stubbies.
Yeah,
You're looking very Aussie right now.
I know these shorts just right up, and we're gonna have to change the camera angle because like it's just straight at my nuts.
It's been quite the view, guys.
You're welcome. I mean, you're welcome there. It's so weird, screen, but the camera's here, so we'll get used to that.
Yes.
But thank you so much. If people wanted to reach out and get in touch about how you got into the industry, how can people find you?
Have a look at your sketch group too. Where's that?
Yes.
Oh yeah. You can check out my sketch group on cookiebiscuits.ca. And then honestly, if you Google my first and last name, Charlie Whalley, I have a website.
Awesome.
And you can reach out to me there.
Perfect. We'll put all that in the show notes. And again, thank you so much for giving up your Friday night.
Thank you very much.
No worries. I'm gonna have some wine now.
You
Yes,
should have
wine
had it on
time.
the podcast.
Yes. Next time.
I was going to make it, but I thought before we like the prelude that we were just hanging out and I was gonna go make a wine and then we were actually shooting. So I'm gonna do that now.
That's okay. Well, when you're a producer, we will get you back on to talk about producing.
Okay. I'll see you in like 10 to 15 years.
Ah.
Guys.
See you, mate.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.